And a good Monday, everybody. Welcome in. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. He's Big Joe Dubin. I'm Chase McCabe. Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier on the ones and twos back at the studio. We are at Circa Sportsbook in Kentucky at the Mint at Kentucky Downs. Nick has not seen us in 3 months. Doesn't know what we look like, but that's okay.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, guys.
He's like, are you ever coming home? I missed you.
One day
See
we'll
you
come back
after
home.
Christmas.
I think we are in studio tomorrow, actually.
We are
so,
too.
So we'll come and see you and rub that head of yours and just see how you're doing.
Yes.
We have influenced you
Absolutely.
way too much.
Yes.
We have corrupted you. We are so proud. But excited to be up here today at the Mint at Kentucky Downs. I want to kick things off. Joe doesn't even know where I'm going to go here. We'll get into the Titans and San Francisco and all of that and playoffs. But the Heisman took place Saturday night in New York. Diego Pavia comes home second, as we kind of thought he would, from Vanderbilt, and Fernando Mendoza wins the Heisman Trophy. Well done. Congratulations to him. And I was sitting there Saturday going like, all right, you know what? Disappointing. I think that, everybody puts out there who they voted for, and you saw a lot of ballots that had Diego second and, some that had voted for him to win it, but a lot of seconds. And I know there was a handful that didn't even have him on the ballot, which I thought was BS, but, it is what it is. I'm sitting there going, well, it stinks, but the fact that he's a finalist, first finalist ever in Vanderbilt history, that's pretty cool. And then I wake up Sunday morning and I look on Instagram and I follow Diego. And I was scrolling through and I see the story that says F all the voters. And I immediately just said, Diego, no, what are you doing? And then, of course, more comes out that he's at the club and he's got the F Indiana sign and all this stuff. And I literally shook my head because I also noticed, because you had posted the picture of all of us, and like there was a little bit of response to it. And then all of a sudden there was a ton of negative response. And I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, right.
And that's when I saw it. And look, he deserves the negative response. I mean, I am very disappointed in how he handled that, because I've been – there's a way to win, there's a way to lose, and class is always something that's been taught to me. You win with class, you lose with class. And unfortunately, in this case, Diego did not lose with class. And I know he has written an apology and putting that out there and everything, and that's great, but you're going to now have to earn some trust back from some people, because he didn't handle it right. And so now you gotta pay for that. Because look, I don't know. I would assume he's going to get a combine invite. I know he's going to the Senior Bowl, but it's going to be one of the first things that NFL teams and coaches ask. Like, hey, why don't we talk about this post a little bit? Why'd you do that? So you got to think about that. And all the haters of Diego Pavia, they were like, he's immature, and the off the field is what's going to get him. All you did was prove them right. And we could have been sitting here today talking about, okay, it was a landslide. He finished second, but then you got voters that didn't vote for him. What's up with that? I mean, that would have been the conversation today. It would have been congratulations to Fernando Mendoza, but, did Diego get slighted? But we can't have that conversation now, because you had to go be immature and, look like a sore loser, and now everyone is basically like, told you. So I'm really disappointed. I still like Diego. I'm not going to, I think there's too many people out there that already made their decision that they didn't like him. That are like, oh yeah, well, you got to hate him now. I don't work that way. Hate the sin, not the sinner, is a phrase you use a lot. And so I look at it. I'm disappointed in him. I hope he learns from it, but he's going to have to now pay the price for those comments. But I was really disappointed to see that yesterday morning.
So here's the thing. I posted that because I am proud of what he accomplished on the football field.
Sure.
no recruit, no star, go home, you're no good. And what he did on the field, I think he's a complete jackass for what happened Saturday.
Yep.
I think you'd be a fool to hire him to endorse anything that you sell. Anything that you sell, I think you'd be a fool to have Diego Pavia's name attached to you. I'm immensely I don't know the kid. We met him at SEC Media Days. He was extremely gracious to us. I know it was all a PR thing that was going on there. That's great. But my thing is what he did on the football field to elevate his football team. Off the field, the F Indiana thing was the really like, all right, I'm done. And I felt bad for, Mendoza because he was really excited, and
he didn't deserve that.
Talking about how great it was to meet Pavia, and they were talking about Jared Curtis and all this. I mean, a great conversation because I was reading all the clips from and Gentry Estes will join us at 1 o'clock in the Tennessee, and who was in New York City. But if you were thinking about having him endorse your products, don't.
Yeah,
don't.
I agree.
He lost a lot of money by what he did after Saturday night. Now, was it expected? No, he parties. He has a good time. But that F the voters, F Indiana.
Yep.
No, man, I'm out on you, buddy. Appreciate the run you had there, but you just left a big, big dark stain at Vanderbilt athletics.
Yep. Yeah, and look, I'm not going to write him off completely because now I want to see, I want to see how he comes back from this. Are you humbled? I mean, I think you and I can all agree that there are things we did when we were younger that we regret and learned from them. Things we said, whatnot. Nobody's perfect. Only one perfect being has walked this planet.
Correct.
So I look at it that way. But if he's not humbled, if he doesn't learn from it, if he keeps doing the same things, then yeah, that's extremely disappointing. And I'm with you. I would be done with him. But right now it's Diego Pavia. What are you doing, man? Like, come on, have a little grace and loss. I mean, we can be. You can not like the result of something, but there's a way to handle it.
Yeah, there is.
He handled it poorly.
Yeah, he is. And that's why, we got blasted on social media I just said, look, you came in second, proud of what you did. I mean, on the field, and then all this stuff happens off. It was like, man, you ruined all the goodwill you just got. Yeah. And now somebody wrote today is like, Vanderbilt went from being the cute little underdog now to hope everybody hopes Iowa beats the snot out of them in the ball game.
Yeah,
because of that. So,
and that's not entirely true, but it is for some people.
Yeah, right. I mean, you did everything. Just be gracious, man. It's very easy to say Mendoza won, had a great time. Thank you. Then go party your butt off. Nobody cares. But the other stuff that happened like that, I was like, yeah, man. All right, whatever. Now, do I think he should have won the Heisman Trophy? Yes. I still think he was the best player in the country that made more to his team than anybody else. And Mendoza was second. But he didn't get it. He got second. Yeah. Be gracious about it and move on, man. But to read the comments and see what he did, I was like, come on, man. You got to be kidding me with this.
Got to be better than that.
Yeah.
615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com if you want to weigh in on all of that. Dustin in Hopkinsville, man, it's tough for a young man. Exposed to fame, new fortune they've never had, man. It's sad. It's true. And some people don't know how to handle it. And I think he's going to have to grow and learn how to handle all that. 2438. I'll say it again. Pavia once again did not display sportsmanship and character. That is criteria for winning the award. Y'all fail to understand that. No, not true. That's incorrect. The dude is a good player, but his sportsmanship and character don't represent that trophy. Again, and I want to preface this today. There's going to be some of you that are going to be like, I told you so, and that's fine. Don't put words in my mouth. Just don't. Because I did understand that. And I've said on this show that I was afraid that some of the antics might hurt him in this, and it did. So, just because I wanted the dude to win and thought he was deserving to win doesn't mean I didn't recognize, the what was probably going to hurt him.
No, what did Chris Childer say the day we had him on there? So why will he not win the Heisman Trophy? What did Childer say?
The off the field, the family, like all that
every bit of that. People recognize that. They're not stupid. They see all that goes on. It didn't hurt him.
Yeah.
I just on the field play, he elevated his football team better than anybody else in the country and has the stats to back it up. Every part of that. But man, once you do that stuff right there, we're out. People are out on you, and that's just unfortunate. You can't handle what's going on. But I mean, the far-reaching part of this is the endorsements.
Yeah,
the I want him to endorse my product or something. Now I wouldn't touch that guy with a 10-foot pole. Not at all.
Nope.
Just keep your mouth shut. It's so easy.
1064. How much do you think Pavia's comments will hurt his draft stock? I mean, look, I didn't think he was going to be a top draft pick anyway, but I think, I definitely think that's going to hurt him.
Dr. Crane, what'd you say the Eagles GM said about him?
Yeah, there was like a report somewhere online that the Eagles GM wouldn't be opposed of drafting him at some point in the draft because of just the way their offense is structured. So that was out there somewhere. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the words of Howie Roseman.
Yeah, I think somebody takes a flyer on him in the 6th or 7th round. Look, a guy making the team off the 7th round is very few and far between. I mean, Brock Purdy did that. A few guys do it here and there. So, why not take something in the 7th round if you feel it's a flyer on him? But I just the endorsements, man, that he could have gotten now until then, crazy, man.
Yep. Again, we're live today at Circa Sports in Kentucky, watching Pat McAfee as they show highlights of John Cena's final match. Watch that Saturday. We will talk about it because I know people are going to ask me about it. I've already been asked about it.
How much weight has he lost?
A lot.
Good Lord.
Yeah. I mean, he's got that Hollywood body now, but it's interesting because it is a very discussed thing right now with how that match ended and everything, but we'll discuss that. But what is our question of the day?
Question of the day is pretty simple. I was debating about some Pavia stuff, but that's more of a topic on a different realm for us. So here's the thing today, and I read this recently and it blew my mind. They said one of the worst things you could do every morning is hit the snooze alarm.
Yeah.
Do you or do you not hit the snooze alarm every day? Now, the weekends are different. When you have to go to work on a weekday, do you or do you not hit the snooze alarm? I stopped hitting the snooze alarm. I get up when the alarm goes off. I do not go back to bed anymore. And I'm telling you, it is wonderful for me. So the question is, do you use a snooze alarm? Chase McCabe, use a snooze alarm.
I do, and I really need to stop. And one thing that I think is going to help me stop is iPhones made it now where you don't just hit cancel, you actually have to slide.
Yeah.
So like it's made me wake up and to the point where it's like, okay, I'm awake and then I know I have to pee. And once I get up, once I'm out of bed,
right,
like we're good.
Right. I'm just curious because it's all become a big topic now about the snooze alarm.
Yeah,
but for years it wasn't.
No, I'm glad you brought this up because like I hit it this morning and I was like, why did I do that?
All right, that's our question, man.
That is our question of the day, presented by Aries Tactical. Your safety, your skill, your Aries Tactical. Check them out at ariestactical.com. We'll answer the question of the day and much more. Titans lose in San Francisco, and Patrick Mahomes out for the rest of the year with a torn ACL as they get ready to come to Nashville. We'll get into all that and more live on the Chase and Big Joe Show, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. It is a Reaction Monday, which is always presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. And we are at Circa Sports in Kentucky at the Mint at Kentucky Downs. And this here show brought to you by the Omni Nashville Hotel, as always.
Breaking news this morning. Channel 2 just tweeted this out. Jeffrey Simmons' home was burglarized yesterday, and then they just put out, the Titans put out a statement, or Metro Police did, that they are investigating. No one was home at the time of the burglary yesterday, and the investigation is still ongoing. Isn't that terrible?
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing, a thief, an absolute thief is just a piece of garbage, man. And I don't care what level it is, whether you steal my gum or my Mercedes, you're still a piece of crap.
I can tell you that. So when I was at MTSU, I had a condo off campus, and it was about a year. I guess it was a year before I was done, but it was a Friday. I go to class, and I had this weird feeling just throughout class. I just had a really weird feeling, and I couldn't really explain it. And I went home, or I only had one class on Friday. It was Friday morning, and then I was done. And I was like, man, I'm excited. I'm gonna have a long weekend. I just want to chill, just at the time, like play video games, order a pizza, whatever, And so I get home, and it's probably about 11:30, and I pull up, and usually my dog that I had at the time would hear my car and run to the window.
Nice.
And he didn't. And I was like, huh, that's weird. And so I open the door and I walk in, and again, I just have this weird feeling, like something feels off. And I turn into my living room, and I see like my video games scattered on the floor. And my initial thought is Wally knocked them off, or, and then I notice there's no Xbox, there's no PlayStation. My guitar's by the door, the back door is wide open. And that's when it hit me, like, oh, somebody broke in. And dog, like, I can't, Wally's not there right away. And then I hear him. He's fine. So the dog was fine. He was scared. I mean, he didn't know what was going on. And so it was like that moment, and I'll never forget, I call the police and all that stuff. And, it turns out it was 3 high school kids from Riverdale. Riverdale is behind me,
Okay.
and they were hitting a bunch of houses, and they had broken in. And so I was just like, I felt so helpless and violated.
There you go. That's the word.
I called my grandmother. I was, calling my grandparents because my grandfather at the time had helped me with all the insurance. And so and my grandmother answered the phone, and like I told her, and I cried. Like I was just, it was like,
yeah, well, it's all gone, man.
And so, and look, all the stuff got replaced except for one thing. My grandfather had given me his ring that they had given him when he retired.
Oh no.
And they took that.
Ugh.
And so that's all I wanted. Like I told the insurance, and I told the police, and I went to different pawn shops, and I'm like, look, I don't care about the Xbox or the iPad or the computer or whatever. I just want my grandfather's ring.
Right.
That's all I want.
Did you ever get it back?
Nope.
Oh,
I didn't.
Man.
I went to a pawn shop that I'm pretty sure they had it. And I was nice, and then I wasn't nice, and it was just like, but I couldn't get it back. But the other part of this, and I may have told this story before, they took a video camera too. And the day before, I had interviewed Rick Stockstill for something that I was doing. I can't remember what it was. And the tape was still in it. It was still a tape camera. And they took that, and I was devastated because I had done that. And this is when I knew Rick Stockstill and Mark Owens were good dudes, because I reached back out and I was like, hey, this is what happened. Is it possible that I could come back and stuff? And Mark's like, well, let me check with him. And within 20 minutes, Coach Stock's calling me, telling me to come to his office.
Love it. Good man.
So, but yeah, so to not to make this about me, but I know what he's going through, because it's a terrible feeling.
It is,
because it's like somebody's been in your space, they've taken your stuff, and it's not cool at all. So I hate hearing that. 737-1025. Nick Barris, News Channel 5, has called in. Nick, what's going on?
Hey, Chase. Yeah, that's brutal. Having gone through that, I've had my home burglarized. I was just calling to give you guys a little bit more of an update on this Simmons thing. I'm watching right now security video that he actually has released now, showing these burglars going through the home, ransacking it, and it's chilling, and it's something that you see happening to a lot of NFL players right now.
Nick, when did this happen?
My understanding, at least according to Metro Police's video surveillance, shows the burglary occurred shortly after 7 p.m. on Sunday night. All right. Simmons discovered the burglary when he arrived home from San Francisco at 1 a.m. So he walks in, finds his home ransacked, calls the police. It happened at 7 o'clock when they knew he was probably on an airplane.
All right. What does the security footage show? Just them ransacking? How many people?
Yeah, the security footage, and I think there's more of it. All I've seen are some clips, and it shows two individuals. One first, it looks like they're wearing a mask, and they're just walking through what appears to be kind of a dining area. And it looks like one of them has something that he's picked up, and, like they're gathering stuff up to take. You can't make out their faces, but you see at least two individuals. I think the video security from outside shows at least 6 suspects entered
Good
after
Lord.
smashing out a window glass.
6? What has Metro Police said about this?
At this point, I mean, they're trying to investigate like anything else. The FBI is actually investigating this string of burglaries. I mean, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Shedeur Sanders, they think that this is a coordinated effort nationally, possibly even some type of international crime ring. That's the FBI.
So now, I'm just curious why this hasn't happened more. I bet it, you see the guys in San Francisco and like, oh, well, he's going to be gone 4 or 5 hours, and you can do it. It's unfortunate. And have we had this? You've been around here for a while with the Predators and Titans. Did this happen before?
Yeah, I can't think of it locally like this. I mean, that's a really good point. Now, I've also seen other sports. NBA players have had this happen to them. Of course, we don't have an NBA team here, but it hasn't. And I'm wondering, I mean, Simmons definitely had surveillance cameras at his home, which captured this. I wonder if he doesn't have a silent alarm or something like that could have sent law enforcement there. Maybe he did and they didn't get there in time, but I may be wrong, but I can't think of another one recently where a professional athlete has been burglarized in this way when they know he's gone. And no one else was home, by the way, obviously. Yeah. He has family. I don't know if everyone travels with him, but no one was home when they hit it. But clearly, they case this place. They follow it on social media. They know where he is, and they know in all these cases, and they move in, and they're in and out really quick.
You remember that thing on the internet on your phone you could do, like you check in places? People like, I'm checking in at Panama City.
Yeah.
And Nick, I think one time you might have done this, and this has been a long time ago. Like, why would you tell people that you're out of town?
Right.
Because you're just giving an invitation.
Well, exactly. That's what law enforcement says. You don't want to advertise you're going to be out of town. When you leave, always make sure your neighbors come and pick up your mail, or back when you got newspapers, don't let them gather in the driveway. But, I mean, if you're an NFL player, I mean, that's a problem. People are going to know that Jeffrey Simmons was in San Francisco with the Titans.
It's just sad, man. It's sad that we're, because like I've seen all this, what you were talking about with just kind of this, all the athletes that are getting targeted in it, and it's just like, come on, they're people too. They have stuff, and so I hope they catch whoever did this. But thanks for the update and with the security footage, and I'm sure that's going to be on social media and the news and everything. But thanks, Nick. Appreciate it.
You bet, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Absolutely. Nick Barris, News Channel 5, with that update.
And unofficial crime reporter for the Chase and Big Joe show.
I know. Here's the thing. We are we have so many media friends,
right.
Mainly you do, but we have correspondents from all stations.
Correspondence is a good one to put right there. Yeah.
So
I just wonder, I mean, that's late because they leave the day before the game, right? So they leave Saturday. I think they left like at 2:00 Saturday afternoon.
He said it was last night.
It was last night, yeah.
So I mean, they're on the way back.
And they arrived at 1:00 in the morning or 12:30, whenever it was.
Yeah.
And so now you just have to. Now you got to go ahead and hire a security guard to sit outside your house while you're gone. But I mean, A lot of times, when I had something stolen from me was somebody that knew me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So look inward first and then look
Yeah.
outward.
Well, that was my worry with what happened to me, and then there were others in the neighborhood, and it was 3 guys that finally got caught.
Did you ever meet them?
Nope, my neighbor did.
And
Let's just say it's not wise to break into a former Army Special Rangers house.
did he shoot him? What did
No,
he do?
no, but he caught him.
Okay. Good. Man.
And then the police caught him.
Oh, that's just terrible.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, man.
It was something, but yeah. So no, I never met him, but that was the thing. It was like all the electronics and stuff, those got replaced.
Maybe a better question. Do you have a Ring camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
I get alerted anybody comes in the cul-de-sac. I'm
Oh,
like, and I hate being that way.
Yep.
But you got to now, man. I'm like, what's this guy doing here? What's
Right.
he gonna do
Like
in the cul-de-sac?
I live out kind of in the boonies, so it's like,
So if your Ring camera pops somebody, then all right,
you're
what's
not
going
supposed to be here.
on? Right.
So 615-737-1025. I tell you what we're going to do now. It is the 12 days of Christmas. We've teamed up with a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa. So every day we're going to give you a chance to win a $100 gift card for a Moment's Peace located at 9050 Carruthers Parkway in Franklin. And you're going to qualify to win the grand prize of a $1,000 Genesis Diamonds gift card. So you can give your special someone that Moment's Peace, $100, and then go buy some nice jewelry from Genesis Diamonds. Caller number, what you got, Joe?
9.
Caller 9. Sorry, Dr. Crane. Caller number 9 at 615-737-1025. You will win this $100 gift card to a Moment's Peace and also qualify for the $1,000 Genesis Diamonds gift card. You must call Dr. Crane now at 615-737-1025. It's Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, the game here on the program. Live in Kentucky at the Mint at Kentucky Downs. I am seeing at Circus Sports a ton of quarterbacks that are entering the transfer portal.
Oh, who we got now?
Pete Thamel. Let me make sure this is really Pete Thamel. I believe it is.
You got to verify, man.
It says sources: Nebraska quarterback Dylan Raiola intends to enter the transfer portal. He's a true sophomore, has 2 years of eligibility remaining. Raiola is seeking a place where he can thrive and best harness his potential and develop for the next steps of his career.
Well, here's the deal. I don't fault him.
I don't either.
Because if Chase McCabe's going to pay me $2 million and then Bob's Dairy Queen's going to pay me $800,000, I'm going to Chase's Dairy Queen down the street. I mean, I don't fault these guys. They can still go back. Problem is, when you enter the portal, for those that don't know, you lose your scholarship.
Yeah.
So you've got to be wanted back if it goes that far.
Brendan Sorsby of Cincinnati is entering the portal, according to Pete Thamel. Wisconsin linebacker Christian Allegero is entering the portal. Louisville's Brady Allen is entering the portal, according to Thamel.
These are all quarterbacks?
Yeah. Michigan State, Aiden Childs will enter the portal. And here's the bit. Well, Raiola is a pretty big one, but here's the one I was getting to. DJ Lagway will enter the portal. He announced it today.
Well, good for him. Gets money elsewhere and whatever. But is he been a disappointment a little bit?
I think so, but you know, how much of that is him and how much of that is
Summerall?
Not Summerall, but what he had in Napier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're good. Open competition.
Yeah. So, you know what I'm going to ask? Do you think any of those guys make sense for Vanderbilt or Tennessee?
Vanderbilt, no. Vanderbilt already has their starter.
I think so.
I've been told.
I think so too.
And that is Jared Curtis.
Yep.
He's going to be the starting quarterback. I mean, you can get a capable backup to get in there. But what do you do at Tennessee? I mean, do you throw McIntyre out there? Do you throw Merklinger? Merklinger, yeah. I think you need a competition up there, unless McIntyre blows you away or the other guy blows you away. But I think if you're Tennessee, the flyer on that. Vanderbilt, not so much.
I mean, could you imagine Raiola in that offense with now that offense doesn't necessarily prepare him for the NFL, but
no, not at all.
But I think Lagway in that offense would make a lot of sense.
In Knoxville or Vanderbilt?
Knoxville.
Oh yeah. I mean, no, I get it, man. But I think if you got a guy there, and McIntyre's now been there a whole year.
Yeah.
And if he's one that Bob reports is really, really good and understanding the offense, and give it to him. Give him the keys. You recruited him. You love him. Let him go. There was some some of these quarterbacks might hit the portal just in case. And I don't fault them at all, man. I really don't fault them. Unless you come out and say, you're my guy. You are my guy. I'm going to pay X amount of money. And that's how it goes. It's a whole new ball game now, man. It's all free agency all the time.
Yep. But, the portal opens on January 2nd. So now, but we all know that there's going to be, it's just like free agency in the NFL of like, oh, wow, free agency open. And 5 minutes later, Albert Hainsworth signs a record deal. Oh, look at that.
I'll never forget because it was midnight Eastern. And at 11:01, I was at Channel 2 at the time, and it came out. I mean, and the thing was, Schwartz was at his house in the Governor's Club that I was told, because he was a coach at
Detroit.
Schwartz was Van den Bosch. It was Albert was DC.
Yeah,
and it was like, all right, they were like in his driveway at 11:01.
Who was the coach there?
It was Shanahan.
Shanahan, you're right, Mike Shanahan.
Mike Shanahan.
Yeah.
Yep. Schwartz did Van den Bosch. Van den Bosch went to Detroit after that.
I remember asking Floyd one time, I said, so tampering. And he just started laughing. I was like,
gosh.
How much did you tamper? And he goes, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, my gosh. That would be, I mean, all that, right? I mean, that's the thing is that they, there was no, like, we're going to wait till the last second. No, man. Nobody does that, right? That's what's crazy about all this.
Yeah. So I'll be curious if where did Napier end up? JMU.
JMU. Yeah.
So maybe Lagway goes there. Maybe Lagway liked playing for him.
Hey,
so
man,
he could
that's
go
a pretty
there.
good program. I
Yeah.
think they'll get boat race this weekend, but
Yeah.
that's a pretty good program they've got up there with what they left behind with Chesney, and he goes out to UCLA now. Who knows, man? It's all just crazy. It's slowly revolving into the NFL, and that's what I really hate about this.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we'll continue to talk about it.
Oh yeah, no, I mean that's how it's going now, and everything that's with the how things are happening and evolving with the game. And again, I don't fault the guy. I don't fault somebody going to get paid. I do not fault them at all.
Virginia Tech got a $20 million anonymous athletics donation.
Jake Lyman, that SOB, packing like a mining mule, man. Good job, Jake. 20 million. So that's up there with Kiffin's 25 million. What did Fred Smith give Memphis? 20, or was that specifically a basketball? Fred Smith gave Memphis 20 or 25 million as well. And here's the thing,
Isn't
man.
Fred Smith no longer
Passed away. Yeah, this is before he passed away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
and that's the thing is that
that's Arthur's dad, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
All right, I'm paying you $5 million to come play football. What's your thing now? I mean, what's going to drive you?
Right.
I mean, I'm being serious. I mean, can you be a tough guy when you sleep on silk sheets? I've always wanted to know that.
I don't know.
So you got to hope that this, you're getting people to come in there and really want to, for the love of the game, man. It's a tough thing to figure out. So good for him. Spend that money.
So who's going to get the Michigan job? Supposedly they've launched a query within the athletic department.
Excuse me?
Query?
Yeah, they've lost it. Yeah, a query to figure out what's going on. But aren't they still in shambles from Harbaugh? I mean, they're still trying to figure things out there.
DeBoer said no interest in other jobs. I mean, like, he don't want to walk into that mess.
No, nobody does. But that's a great one. I think
Brian Kelly would.
That's what I was going to say. You said last week, Brian Kelly would be the perfect guy. He knows that landscape, put him in there, and then move forward.
And you I think with a situation like they're in, you need a no-nonsense, no BS kind of a-hole,
right,
to take it over.
He's your guy.
Like, if you look at Penn State after the whole Sandusky and Petrino thing, who'd they hire?
Bill O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien. What is Bill O'Brien?
He's
a jerk.
Yep.
Right. So and I thought he did a really good job there. So I don't know. I think I don't like Brian Kelly, but I think Michigan would be the perfect spot for him.
Sure, why not? I mean, you got some stability and you got a known coach, and he does win games. I mean, a lot of people don't like him, but he's a stopgap for you right now that can go and figure things out. And so we'll see what happens. But good for DeBoer to come out and say, "Look, I don't want that job. I want to be right here where you are." Because if you beat Oklahoma, then you play Indiana in the next round, right? The winner of the Alabama-Oklahoma game plays Indiana. I think Alabama can beat Indiana. We'll see.
Yeah.
I just think we'll see that because I think competition makes you tougher. We'll find out next week. But I think Oklahoma can beat Indiana as well. But if DeBoer can knock those two things off, then he's the greatest coach ever. But good for him, man. He's putting the Saban stuff aside. Like, I'm a good coach. He's a very good coach. He's won on every single level he's been on. And I think it's good that statement came out that he's going to stick around there for a while and get it done. Also, Lenore Sellers is coming back to South Carolina,
which is smart.
In the non-NIL world, he's gone.
Yep.
To the pros.
Yep.
But you pay me a couple $1 million to sit around there? Heck yeah.
Well, and I think his draft stock took a dip this year too. This is going to be a make or break year for him and for Beamer.
Oh, no doubt. Yes.
So I'll be curious of that. 615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHoney.com. We'll have more coming up next live. Gentry Estes will join us at 1 o'clock. John McClain at 2, live from Circus Sports in Kentucky at the Minute, Kentucky Downs, 102.5 The Game.
All right, hey guys, Big Joe here. We spent a lot of time these last 2 years talking about mental health. We'll still talk about it all the time to our guys out there, and we say all the time, if you are struggling, please reach out and talk to somebody. Talking to somebody saved my life. I'll tell you that every single day. So I need you to do that if you are struggling. That's why we are so honored here at the radio station to be partnering with Unity Psychiatric Care. Just an amazing, wonderful organization right here in Middle Tennessee for you to get well, and they want to help, and it works. Here's all you got to do. Just go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show, and there you'll see a link to Unity Psychiatric Care. So many have reached out to us these past 2+ years. Now we have a partner that cares about you and listens to you. And also, you don't have to go through this alone. It's private, it's confidential, and here's a good part about it. They offer telehealth. You don't have to leave your house. And yes, they're based right here in Middle Tennessee. Or you can call 1-888-508-8002. That is 1-888-508-8002. Or, this is so important, if you have a loved one who needs to talk and you are worried about them, again, you can be the person that changes their world. You can also go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show tab, and you'll see everything you need to know about Unity Psychiatric Care. Help is just around the corner. And listen, you don't have to go through any of this alone. I tell you all the time, our world is a better place because you are here. And it's a beautiful world because you are here. Again, just go to the website, theGameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show, and everything you need for Unity Psychiatric Care is right there. Help is around the corner. Remember, you don't have to go through any of this alone.
When you leave, always make sure your neighbors come and pick up your mail, or back when you got newspapers, don't let them gather in the driveway.
Here's the thing. We have so many media friends,
Right.
mainly you do, but we have correspondents from all stations.
Correspondence is a good one to put
You know?
right there. Yeah.
That was one of our correspondents.
Was.
Nick Barris.
Right?
Chief crime correspondent Nick Barris. That's his name.
If you're not joining us, the breaking news, Jeffrey Simmons' house was burglarized while he was in San Francisco when Nick called in and had all the latest on the investigation. 6 people.
Yeah.
6 people. And somebody on the text line was like, don't players live in gated communities? And that's why I said, look inward,
Yeah.
then look outward.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yep, I think that's probably smart. So we have a couple of meteorologists that are official meteorologists of Chasing Big Joe show.
We do.
Yeah, Katie Morgan, Davis Nolan.
Davis Nolan, yeah. Yeah, we
is one.
yeah,
I mean,
people we call on, man.
We got
Big
that
time.
covered. Maddie Nolan from Fox 17 is one of our reporters. Jill Jelnick is a sports correspondent.
Yes. So we like to delegate.
Yeah.
It's easier that way to bring the experts in than have us just go on and on and on. We really know what we're talking about. So
what are you going to get Demetria on? That would be fun.
I don't know. Call her. I can text her in a little bit.
Sound like Fisher there.
See what she's doing. Oh, by the way, did you see the Cats? What happened up in Clarksville Saturday?
No, they had a big turnout.
Huge turnout.
Yeah.
Huge. So Clarksville, hats off to you guys for getting up there and buying all these Nashville Cats tickets, and the coach was there and everybody, and so great turnout in Saturday for Clarksville for the Nashville Cats. Well done.
It was funny. Pogue asked me to do his one-on-one show for him on Saturday because they had like an event, and I'm glad I could do that because it sounds like it was a big event.
Yep. So hopefully they'll ask us back this year to call a few games, and then I'd like to do one road trip. I think they played Oceanside, which is San Diego. So I think we should go out there and call that game.
I don't think they play Oceanside.
Do they not?
Mm-mm.
Shows you what I get for not paying attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Do you need a spotter?
we need a spotter, right? First class. Get over here, my spotter. Yes, we need you to do that. So, all right, they're talking Pavia on ESPN. Stephen A. Smith, Cam Newton. Pavia apologizes for reaction to Heisman loss. It was a mistake. And then he's getting ratioed right now.
Yeah.
Isn't that the word the kids use?
Yeah. I'm curious of what Cam has to say about it. But I mean, look, he messed up. There's really that's the only way to put it. He screwed up.
Yep. All he had to do was just shut his mouth.
Yeah,
that was it.
Just be humble, man.
That's all he had to do that.
And look, here's the other thing. I don't have a problem. People were kind of giving him crap about his reaction, like when it was announced that he kind of he had that scowl on his face. I don't really have an issue with that. I mean, stand up and shake the dude's hand and clap or whatever. But if you show disappointment, I don't have an issue with that. It's then, don't make the comments you made.
Yeah, you have every right to be upset you did not win. That is fine. But
right.
Then to F the voters and F Indiana, I mean, I just think if you're a business or thinking about getting them to endorse you, I would say, no, we're good, man. You take care of yourself because of that. The adverse negative reaction he's getting for all that. Nah, man. Moving on. Good luck to you in the next adventure that you do.
People, every time we bring up the Cats, people are like, are they going to be the Clarksville Cats? I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, it's like with the Carolina Panthers at the NFL. It's like, well, you're North Carolina, and they were smart. Like, no, we're the Carolinas.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna get both states upset. We're all one state. That's the thing when they call the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
Like we're Nashville. People in Memphis don't care. It's smarter to say Tennessee Titans than it is the Nashville Titans.
Yeah.
To me, hockey's different. Hockey's more of a city-centric kind of thing, where the NFL is more of a blanket like that. So at the time, call them the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah. No, I've never had an issue with that. Because Nashville Titans just sounds weird. I like the alliteration of Tennessee Titans.
Yeah. It's great.
It's
I really, really like the any kind of alliteration. The Boston Bruins just sounds really cool. Things like that. So
How many sports teams are there with alliteration?
Buffalo Bills. We're done being on the ball. I can go down the teams. The Broncos, off the top of my head. Raiders. No. Falcons, Bucks, Dolphins. Is that it? The Buffalo Bills?
Hang on.
Carolina
I
Panthers?
have to read it. Otherwise.
Seahawks.
Seattle Seahawks is one.
Jaguars.
Jacksonville Jaguars. That's a good one.
The Jaguars.
No. Hang on. No. Do you consider Los Angeles Angels, even though the loss is there?
Sure. No. Maybe it's got to be the first word.
Yeah.
First letter of the first word.
Miami Marlins.
Miami Marlins.
Yep. Philadelphia Phillies.
Flyers, Phillies.
Philadelphia Flyers.
Yep.
Chicago Cubs.
Yep.
Was one. Pittsburgh Pirates.
Another one.
Utah Utes.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm thinking sport or a pro.
Pro
but,
there.
But yeah,
Not
but no,
contrarian.
that's a good one. All right, don't care about the Carolina League. The NBA. Let's see. New York Knicks. Does that kind of count?
Is it N and N?
No, it's
No,
K.
it does not.
But
That's why the Flyers don't count either.
good point. Cleveland Cavaliers.
There we go.
That's another one. Washington Wizards.
San Antonio Spurs
There's a good one.
with our favorite NBA player, Luke Cornett.
Yep. Los Angeles Lakers.
Yes.
Okay, so you'll count that one.
Yeah. Seattle Supersonics no longer exist, but
Yeah,
yes.
that would have been a good one. Dr. Crane had said the Lakers. This is riveting.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you name one player on the Sacramento Kings basketball team?
Yeah, what's his name, Dr. Crane?
What's his name?
Don't they have a really good player?
They do.
Yeah.
They've got one. He used to play for the Thunder.
I don't remember his name, though.
Russell Westbrook. Is he not
Really?
with the Kings?
Yeah,
Does
well, that's
Sabonis
not-
still play for them?
Sabonis. That's who I was thinking of. Sabonis.
He's got the beard and all.
Yeah, I think he's still there.
Aaron Fox, I don't know if he got traded or not.
Who?
Former Kentucky basketball player.
Oh, okay. There's just so many players.
De'Aaron
man.
Fox is now with the Spurs.
Okay.
Yeah,
How are they doing?
I don't know.
Because our man's on that team.
Yeah, I don't know.
Friend of the show. His mom's a friend of the show.
I don't know. Trey wants to weigh in on Cam Ward real quick. Hello, Trey.
Hey, how y'all doing?
We're good, man.
Hey, I watched a few series of the game yesterday, and visually, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to see what was going on. I see a lot of juking and jiving. I see a lot of indecisiveness in what he's trying to do out there on the field. I see a lot of him not corresponding what the coaches want him to do and translate it onto the football field. And frankly, guys, I know we've been through this. You know, I've been calling a long time. But come on, man. He ain't that good. But
There it is.
But the thing of it is, he is talented, but he's not skill talented. To where if coach say, okay, we got 25 plays that we're running today, you should be able to hit on 50% of them.
Okay.
You can't go out there and look like what they call an antelope with a cheetah chasing behind you. Then you got DK sitting right there saying, throw me the ball, and Cam looking right in his eyes. I'm watching it, and he going to try to throw it out there in the middle. Like, dude, come on.
Well,
like,
he threw
dude,
one.
man. So,
He
you remember
threw,
that play?
Yeah, but he threw one right to DK and hit him right in the hands, and he dropped on
I
a
know
crucial.
it, but that's besides the point.
Let's see you, Trey, roll out and throw a dime to an 800-pound defensive tackle to catch a
I
touchdown
know,
in the back
he
of the
did.
end zone.
Hey, I got a trivia question for y'all.
Yeah,
y'all
buddy.
Y'all need to. It's a wrestling trivia question. You
Okay.
ready?
Yep.
What wrestling legend grew up in Nashville?
Jeff Jarrett.
Nope.
Who's that?
Chase, you up?
Jackie
The
Fargo.
Rock. No, The Rock grew up on 8th Avenue South, bro.
He
talks about
don't
it
buy into
all.
that nonsense.
He
he's
lived
so,
here for 6 weeks.
He's so full of crap
Thank
and
you,
everything
Trey.
he says. Don't believe that stuff. Although he did go to McGavick.
He
for
did go
6
to
weeks.
McGavick for
So we
6 weeks.
claimed him as
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, Trey, time's up.
Thank
See
you,
buddy.
Trey.
Love you.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Joe, you called this earlier in our pre-show meeting. You said that you felt that Kevin Adams had not been doing a good enough job with the Buffalo Sabres. He has been fired.
I told you.
And Jarmo Kekalainen has been hired as the new GM of the Buffalo Sabres.
I love when you make up names.
So you said Jarmo Kekalainen will be a great fit there, and that's what
He
happened.
needed an opportunity.
He did.
Kevin Adams just like, hit the road, man. You get out of here.
So they've made some changes in Buffalo. Coming up next, we will talk to Gentry Estes of the Tennessean. He was in New York at the Heisman. We'll get his thoughts on all of that. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Monday. We're live at the Mint at Kentucky Downs at the Circa Sportsbook in the VSiN studio. And let's say hello now to sports columnist from the Tennessean, Gentry Estes, who is with us. Gentry, how you doing?
Doing well, guys. Good to be back with you.
Yeah, thanks so much for doing this. How was New York? I know you went up there for the Heisman.
It was interesting. It was cold. It was crowded. It was a lot of those things. Weather didn't really cooperate in terms of getting there on time or getting back on time. But if you want to go to New York this time of year, you're going to be alongside a lot of other people who want to do it with you.
Yeah, exactly. Are you a Heisman voter or no?
I'm not. I used to be. They do it by state.
Okay.
So I have done it previously at other states. In fact, in Georgia, I used to be the one who distributed the votes. But I do not have a vote in Tennessee. I've not had one since I've been here.
So I mean, look, we opened the show talking about this. I wasn't incredibly surprised by the outcome of Mendoza winning. I was a little surprised at how the vote fell, and that I felt that ones that did not vote for Diego Pavia in any fashion, didn't have him on the ballot at all, clearly had some sort of bias and weren't paying attention. So I was a little irritated by that. But then how Diego reacted in the social media posts, I was very disappointed because he did not handle it with class. And I think that's something he's going to have to answer for a while. What were kind of your thoughts on everything that transpired?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. It was it was very unfortunate, and it is very unfortunate that we're having to talk about this after a weekend that I think really was phenomenal for Vanderbilt football up until that point. And having been there, I think everybody kind of knew Mendoza was going to win. I mean, the odds were pretty lopsided, and most years this thing is anticlimactic by the time it does happen. And I do think that was kind of the case this time. But we had all day Friday to kind of spend some time with Diego and hear what he had to say. And I felt like he handled the whole situation really well, Friday and Saturday. And I'm sitting here on Friday, and even on Friday, he has an answer to a question that he explains that he doesn't always, that it bothers him sometimes that he comes off as cocky or arrogant, that he's always been his own biggest cheerleader. And he felt like he's had to be that, with his journey coming from a JUCO walk-on. And, and I think that was a really good answer. I think that was a message that really did resonate with some people who didn't think very highly of his attitude and his swagger and how he's always kind of approached things. Friday, I also talked to Clark Lee, who talks about how much Diego has matured this season on and off the field, and how a lot of that, how he's matured just in life and as a person in general affected his play. He was a much better quarterback this year. It was all a very positive vibe for Vanderbilt, for Diego, and then he has that social media post, and it just changes all of it. And it's really unfortunate because I think when he does that, it gives everyone out there who didn't like him or was against him or, was turned off by a lot of how he acted or what he said, it gave them the perfect opportunity to point and go, yep, see, that's who he is.
Yep.
And whether or not that's really true, it doesn't really matter as much anymore because it's getting really hard to argue against it.
Absolutely. Gentry Estes is with us from the Tennessean. Gentry, Friday and Saturday before the ceremony, did you get to talk to other writers from around the country? Did they ask you about Pavia? Would you have discussions with other writers? Because I'm sure those who didn't cover him are curious about, look, what's he been like? What's all this like for Vanderbilt and everything? Do you have those discussions with others?
Yeah, I mean, I do think there was some curiosity about Pavia, and not just, I think he's an interesting personality. I mean, obviously there's a lot to unpack there, and kind of it's been that way all along, but also the curiosity of having Vanderbilt there. Vanderbilt has never even sniffed this award. Like, you go back, I mean, I went back through all the records, and they're the top 10 voting. There wasn't even a Vanderbilt player listed. You go back to 1951, you had top 10, and Vanderbilt players never even got close. So there was no tradition with this award, and to see Vanderbilt as well as Indiana being kind of the two schools that were up for this, I think was a real novelty to some of the people who've been covering this for a long time. But for those who did talk to Diego and get to know him, I think he came off well. at the media event. I do. I think he came off well during the Heisman ceremony. I think this whole weekend would have been digested a lot differently for him had he not had just a silly post and just, you can say, this is my team, we're family. I'm having a good time with my team. There's so many ways you can approach that without saying F all the voters. It just comes off horribly. Everyone's looking at that moment and they're going to make their mind up off that.
Did you get to spend any time with him after the ceremony Saturday evening?
Did not. The way it works is the media is not on site for the actual event. Like what you saw on television, the media isn't there. It's actually a pretty small TV set kind of set up there. So they don't have a lot of, the media was off site, other people. So what happens is afterwards, Fernando Mendoza, Kurt Signetti, they came back and met with the media, but they, if you didn't win, they kind of turn you loose. So I think I didn't spend any time with him afterwards. I think, he had teammates there, a lot of friends, family. I mean, they all clearly went out and we're having a good time, but it would have been nice if just one of those people who were with him had been like, hey, maybe you don't post that.
Right. Where did you watch the award ceremony from that Sbarro there in Times Square?
We weren't far from Times Square. I stayed near Times Square. I walked through it, coming and going there for a couple of days. And like I say, a lot going on, it's an interesting place to have that event. And, you understand, Diego afterwards, he's going out in New York. He's having a good time. And I think he's a competitive guy. He wanted to win.
I get that. Look, being upset, I understand all that with him being upset. But as you mentioned, the post and everything, I'm just curious what his football coach thought about afterwards. We'll never get his thoughts. I understand that. But we love Clark Lee, and he's a competitor. But, man, I think Clark's got to be like, man, you probably shouldn't have done that, Diego. And how do you think the apology came about, Gentry, after all this?
Yeah, that's a good question. I really don't know. Now, I will say my first thought was who I felt sorry for in all this were the people like Clark Lee. I think it was sad for Vanderbilt football that this whole weekend now kind of gets painted in this way, and when it really was a very positive thing. I mean, Friday I'm writing about kind of Pavia's story and how maybe he's a little misunderstood, and then Saturday you're writing about how wonderful this was for Vanderbilt, and then Sunday the tone changes dramatically just off one post, and the responses you're getting. And what it does is you got Clark on Friday sitting there making a very passionate case for Diego and how mature he's been and how much he's meant to the program. And it's always kind of been the case that with Diego, he comes off a certain way to outsiders, but inside Vanderbilt's program, but also the university, there's always been a strong sense to me of y'all don't know him the way we do. You know what I mean? And I feel like those who have been defending him in such a way, this was a real punch in the stomach. Had to be a real punch in the stomach for them.
Gentry Estes is with us from the Tennessean. Before we let you go, I want to ask a little bit on the Titans with how they've played lately. And I mean, I know they lost 37-24 yesterday in San Francisco to a better team, but I mean, they still put up 24 points. We're seeing, we saw a win last week. We're seeing some of these young guys start to make an impact, whether it's, Cam Ward's continued journey and development. Cedric Gray, I think he's played well on defense. Gunnar Helm on offense. I mean, is that giving you a little bit of hope of if they bring in the right coaching staff and then can, tweak the roster with the draft this year and free agency, that maybe this thing can be fixed sooner rather than later?
Yeah, all right, full disclosure, Chase, with everything that was going on, I was delayed getting back yesterday. I have gone back to kind of go over the game, but this was really one of the first times I can remember since I've been here that I just didn't watch the Titans game.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't able to do it. I kind of went back and watched it. I kind of thought for a while now, though, yeah, you look at that team, it's always been interesting to me that whenever you see who's kind of the spokespeople for the team, who does the media go to? Who's getting to kind of set the tone for the message? And it's been noticeable to me over the course of this season that when you really look around at who's doing that, It's young players. It's rookies. That's rare for an NFL team. And I feel like that on one hand, it's alarming for where they are right now, but I think, nobody's surprised by that anymore. But I think it is encouraging for the future because I do feel like you have a group of younger players, and you mentioned several of them, who I feel like are going to set the tone and the culture for this organization moving forward. Now, they need better players, and I don't think anybody would argue that. They're going to have to keep building to that. They must keep drafting. I think they drafted pretty well this last year. I think we're seeing that. Got to keep doing that. Got to make much better decisions in free agency on how you're spending your money. I mean, there's so many things they still need to do to get back to being a good team. But I do feel as though the younger players they have give them a better foundation than what they had at this point a year ago, where you kind of looked around the locker room and there just wasn't a leader at all.
I would agree with you on that, and you get a pass for not watching live. That's totally okay. We'll let it slide. Gentry, thanks as always, and welcome back.
You bet. Take care, guys.
Gentry Estes, sports columnist for the Tennessean, joining us here on the program. We will get into the Titans coming up next as they fall yesterday 37-24 in San Francisco. We'll do that live from Circus Sports in Kentucky at the Mentha Kentucky Downs. It's Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni, 102.5 The Game.
Simmons is in. He's got a touchdown in his career. He was out there. Cam Ward on the scramble. Throwback Simmons. His second career touchdown.
That's how it sounded on Fox Sports. Jeffrey Simmons scoring the receiving touchdown. Welcome back in. Chase and Big Joe on this Monday up here at Circus Sports in Franklin, Kentucky at the Mint at Kentucky Downs. And Joe, I understand we got a couple of shout outs to give out.
Yeah, shout out to Kevin Prevost, Stacy Brewer, and Chris Keelan listening to us over at Flower Express. Guys putting together great bouquets. Thank you guys. Thank you, Chris, for texting in, listening today. Chris Keelan. And you guys are doing a great job over there at Flower Express, Flower Central. So good job.
And if you want to be a proud sponsor of the Chase and Big Joe Daily Shout Out, just email together at cromwellmedia.com.
Right. Well
and
done.
you can jump on that.
Some of those flowers, those guys, man.
I know. It's flower season.
It is flower
We're
season.
entering flower season. Look, I liked the fight yesterday. I mean, I do see some positive things. To Trey's call earlier, look, I'm concerned about Cam Ward. I am. There are good things I see, but there are still some bad things I see. Like, you know, I think the play he was referring to, he was trying Van Jefferson was wide open, streaking down the sideline, and I think Cam overthrew it.
Okay, let me ask you this: I need you to build me a deck. All right.
Yep.
Right. And it takes 5 people to build a deck. You're pretty good building the deck, but you need 5 people.
Yep.
The other 4 people can't do crap.
Okay.
How good's your deck?
It's not going to be good.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell me around him who's good. I'm telling you, he's fighting through. This time next year, when he gets some more players around him, they get a better coach. He can say, "Remember that one game of the Niners, and you missed that streak down the sideline." Well, I'm telling you, he's going through the fire. And this whole maybe they should draft Mendoza. No, you're not drafting Mendoza. You believed in this guy, work with him, and in 3 years he's not good enough. Go. He's got nobody around him. You mentioned it earlier. He hit DK in the chest.
Yeah.
For a first down.
Now look, I think DK's okay.
Let's catch the ball.
I think DK's okay.
He's got catch the ball. No help around him.
Here, to your point, one thing that I did think about was if that's Calvin Ridley. And I only say him because he's supposed to be the number 1 receiver and he's on the team.
Right.
Does Calvin run that ball down and make that catch? I would say the odds are closer to yes than they are no. I still think he overthrew it.
Yeah.
Like he and I get it, he's under pressure and all that.
All the time.
You know,
he's under pressure.
So I'm not completely, blaming him, but I'm not exonerating him either. Like he was wide open.
You watch South Park.
Sometimes.
Remember they put the buzzer on Cartman for cussing?
Oh, yeah.
And he went to cuss, and every time he didn't cuss, he was hesitant. And that's Cam Ward dropping back to pass because he's under duress. Now, the line, I will give this. The Lions play a little bit better. Dan Moore Jr.'s got to go.
Yeah.
Who was the guy yesterday filled in for him at left tackle?
I don't remember, but
Udo.
Udo. Thank you. Yeah. So did well, right? Skoronski did well. Corey Levins played a lot better. I mean, there were some J.C. Latham. I'll give it to J.C. Latham.
Yeah, he's gotten better.
Played a lot better yesterday. So, but Cam Ward's going through complete fire right now with nobody around him. You got to give him some time. Trey Hayes, that's fine. No other quarterbacks. Marino wouldn't play good in this offense.
Yeah.
Nobody would.
And I mean, it's unfair to do comparisons, but go look at Troy Aikman's first year. Go look at Peyton Manning's first year.
Thank you.
Go look at Josh Allen's first year.
Burrow in 20.
Go look at Joe Burrow's
right.
first year. Go look at give me another example. Go look at here's a perfect.
Young.
Go look at Caleb Williams. Go look at Caleb Williams last year compared to this year.
And they started adding pieces around. They're 10-4.
Andy got the right coach.
Right. Bryce Young. By the way, the Panthers lost to the Saints yesterday. I think that's the game the Titans lose down the stretch. We're like, that's the game they're going to win. Anyway, Bryce Young.
No, I think they beat. Now I think the game they're going to win is next week.
Yeah, of course they are. But Bryce Young was an example in 23. We're like, he's too short. He's not strong enough. And now he is running that offense to perfection. I know Trey hates Cam Ward for whatever reason it is, and that's fine. But I'm telling you, man, there's something there. And I want a quarterback who's pissed off after the game, who says things and wants to fight and wants to win. Do you want that? Or do you want a quarterback who says nothing? Like when Mariota was here, he didn't say anything. Like, he was not a leader.
Yeah.
He didn't get mad. You couldn't tell Mariota if you won by 40 or lost by 70, right? Nice guy. Great. Nice guy. I'll send you a Christmas card. I need a guy who bleeds.
Yeah.
Right? And Cam Ward bleeds for this team.
I agree. Did we get our what was said on the plane report this week? I didn't hear that.
I don't know. Dr. Crane, do you have little sources and moles on the plane?
I do not.
Yeah, interesting.
I heard the pilot did not give out any flight wings, so that is something I do know.
Somebody sent me a note last week and said for a passenger to get on the intercom is a no-no. If you are a pilot or a flight attendant, if you could verify or not or deny this, I was told that you cannot get the PA.
You're probably right, but again, this is why that should have never gotten out, because what happens on a charter and what happens on Southwest Flight 293 are very different things.
Well, if you're a pilot or a flight, please text us and let us know.
I think that is true.
Somebody said you cannot hand over. It has to be somebody with the crew.
Yeah.
Doing the PA on the plane. That's what I was told. I did not verify that, but you guys are smart. You always save our ass.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah. 615-737-1025. We'll continue. What did you think of the Titans yesterday? Gunnar Helm continues to impress. Cedric Gray. I like Cedric Gray. He's going to turn out to be Rand Carthon's best pick.
We had 18 tackles on the first drive. I mean, he was all over the field yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to be the one.
He's not bad. And I don't mind. Somebody was like, linebacker, your linebacker needs to make 20 tackles.
Yeah.
That's what his job is. Not your safety, not your defensive tackle.
Backing
linebacker.
Up the line.
That's it.
That's kind of his job. So 615-737-1025. We'll also talk about Old Man Rivers. Looked decent yesterday with the Colts. We'll discuss that and much more coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chase the Big Joe, 102.5, the game on this Monday. We're live at Circa Sports here at the Mint at Kentucky Downs. Dr. Crane is back at the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville Studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service. And our show presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel.
Good song there, Dr. Crane. 38 special, right?
Yes, sir.
Well done.
Oh.
All right, so with Mahomes out, what's the spread on? I'm curious. What's the spread Sunday?
I'm glad you asked that because we're here at Circa Sports, and I literally just checked it out on one of the kiosks here. The Titans are a 3-point home dog to the Chiefs.
What would it be if he would have played? 10,
Probably
12?
With the way they are this year, probably like 5 or 6.5.
I mean, I think you take the Titans, right?
Yeah, I would.
I mean, Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, he was not good yesterday.
He was not good yesterday, and they're out of. This is the first time they've been out since 2014. So it's a whole new world for them.
Yep,
they're out. What's the motivation, right? So for the Titans' motivation, still beat the Chiefs,
sure,
and do that. So that's interesting, man. All right, well,
so let's see here. Quarterbacks on the roster. So Minshew's, they're going to have to sign somebody to be the backup, unless I don't know if they have a practice squad guy, but they do. Chris Dukin
from say where
South
from?
Dakota State.
South Dakota State. Well, I mean, you're out of it. 6-8. Who are you going to sign? What other 40-year-old out-of-work quarterback is going to come and play for your team right now?
Tannehill.
True. He's just sitting there counting.
Could you imagine?
He's just sitting there counting his cash.
Could you imagine if he called up Andy Reid like, "Hey, sign me this week"?
Oh yeah, this 1 week. I got some unfinished business. And he launches one in the owner's suite up there for Amy. Yeah, right. Oh my goodness. I don't know. They got to. I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I mean, they're out. They're done.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, this is all new. What's your motivation? I know Chris Sanders talks about. Do you love
your mindset?
Do you love football? I mean, do you love football this week? And that's the thing with 3 games left with Chiefs, Saints, and now the Jaguars. You see, you got to go out there and have fun with this. So I don't know. My daughter was going to the game. I got her tickets, and she's all distraught.
Yeah, because she wanted to see Mahomes.
All distraught. Well, she thinks that Taylor Swift's going to show up. And then I get
she probably will.
And then I get hey, do you think Taylor Swift's going to be there? I'm like, of course she is, honey. And then if she doesn't show up, like, hey, I thought she's going to be there. And so I'm not going to ruin her dream for not going to the game on Sunday. But I think
blame Woody and Jim.
Blame Woody and Jim. I got to blame somebody. I think she shows up.
I think
Nashville.
I think her parents still live here,
right?
So
her boyfriend in her adopted hometown, or not boyfriend, her fiance in her adopted hometown.
Yeah, why not?
He looks the last few weeks
just cross the river and go in there for a little bit. And
he looks the last few weeks like he's already on the World Tour 27 with her.
All right, so let me throw out the hot take doomsday scenario with the Chiefs. We know Mahomes tore his ACL. Now, could he be ready for the start of the season? Maybe. But I mean, that's a stretch. I mean, this is, truly to come back from this is like a 9 to 12 month recovery.
Okay.
Is what you're looking at. So let's just say he's going to miss all of training camp and he might not be ready for the start of the season. Kelsey retires. You still don't have, your go-to receivers. I mean, Rashee Rice is okay, but I don't think he has the true weapon.
Right. Oh, I think there's a lot. They got
a lot of work to do.
Yep.
And Andy Reid's sitting there looking at this, going, he looks down at his hand, he sees those 3 rings, and he's like, you know what? I'm good. And he calls it a career.
But is that how you want to go out?
No, probably not. But, this is why this is the doomsday scenario.
It's one of those, to me, I think he comes back.
Yeah.
Because I think all he knows is football. And now he's got a challenge ahead of him.
Do you think Kelsey tries to come back?
No, I think Kelsey. I told you, Kelsey's already on the World Tour 27 with Taylor Swift. He's got a wedding next June. Did you hear about the wedding, the wedding venue they wanted to get?
Yeah, and they tried to like pay people off to get the date.
Yeah, and that it was the 13th of June, I think it
Yeah.
was. And the wedding venue's like, no, we don't do that. And like she allegedly tried to move that wedding, so all this money, and they're like, no, we're good. You take care of it. And so
Yeah.
you think about that. How?
Yeah, because 13 is her lucky number.
Yep.
and something like that.
So that was the deal with. Anyway, I think Reed comes back because it's a challenge. Because it's like, the thing is, you did all this with Mahomes, right? You tried to do it with McNabb in Philadelphia, but now you get Mahomes. Can you do it when he's injured and come back? And what's the offseason like? So good for him, man. If he wants to come back and try to fight and do it again, I think all he knows is football. And he's one of the best football coaches of all time.
I mean, I go back to, and obviously it's different eras, but like when the Patriots missed the playoffs, it was because Brady got hurt and they had Matt Castle.
08, yep.
In 08. And then they traded Castle to the Chiefs, ironically, with Mike Vrabel. They rebounded, they lost to the Giants. I mean, if you think about it, everybody talks about the Patriots dynasty was like there was 2 dynasties. There hypothetically could have been 3.
Yeah.
All in that time span. So we've seen it done before. The question will be, how long does Andy Reid want to try? Because with all the holes they have on that roster, and they're about to have one with tight end, I mean, I'm not so sure they can fix it in an offseason.
Oh, I agree with you. By the way, there's this report on ESPN2 that looks like he ate Paul Kuharsky. If Paul Kuharsky weighed 400 pounds, this guy is Paul Kuharsky. I don't know who this guy is. Look, there's a lot. Look, and you got it. The Broncos are pretty good now. The Chargers are pretty good now. You got an uphill battle if you want to sit there and do that. It doesn't happen overnight, but you're not going to get a quarterback to go and replace Mahomes. And remember, the season's starting a week later last year because Labor Day falls later on. So the season starts like September the 13th, I think it is.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I come back. You got another week. I don't know if that means a difference in his training or anything, but
just trade him.
I mean,
just blow it up.
I tell you, Burrow looks defeated to me, man. He looks absolutely defeated. And
I think Zach Taylor's gone.
4-10, and I think Burrow needs a change of scenery. I really do.
I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to change the coach. I think he'll go. He may ask for a trade. He won't get it, but I think they would change the coach.
We'll see. I don't know. Maybe
and you know who they hire?
I'm not coming back.
They hire Joe Brady. Hire his boy.
Okay. I thought you were going to say Brian Callahan.
No, Joe Brady.
If Brian Callahan went to the Bengals as cheap as they are and says, I'll do it for $100,000 a year, they're like, you're hired.
Yep.
We will take you right now.
And you know what?
You're coming to us.
It would be smart because Amy would still have to pay the difference.
Yeah, right. That's the thing. Like, come on now. Can't you help my lady out here? And
well, we don't have to pay him anymore. Actually, Miss Amy, you do. Well, what the hell?
So is she still paying Vrabel anything?
I don't think so. Because I think it was a wash.
Okay, that's the thing.
But
Why
she's
would
still
you not...
playing. She's still paying Robinson. She's still paying Carthon
and Callahan
and Callahan,
and then Daddy Callahan.
Yeah, no, because he resigned.
Oh,
yeah. So I don't think so.
Oh, he resigned.
Yeah. By the way, Nick sent us this from Adam Schefter. Colts head coach Shane Steichen told reporters that Phillip Rivers will start again next Monday night against the 49ers.
Love it.
Pawpaw Phil getting it done.
Love it. And he looks like he's been on the beach throwing the football with his kids. I mean,
he didn't look terrible.
No, not at all. And the conspiracy thing, did you see? I think I sent you the note on that yesterday about his health insurance expiring.
Yeah.
Somebody is on the Instagram was like, the only reason he came back is because you get 5 years free health care once you retire if you're vested in the league. And I don't know if it's accurate or not. And then he came back, and now the clock starts running again for free health care for him and his 78 kids.
Yeah, I was like, how many kids does he have?
12, I'm told.
12. And he's got grandkids too, right?
He does have a grandkid. Yep.
That's just unbelievable.
He's
a grandpa playing quarterback in the National Football League.
They say he's the 5th guy over 40 to throw a touchdown pass. So it'd be Rodgers, Brady, him,
Blanda,
and there's one more along the lines doing that.
Favre?
Might be, yes.
Yeah, because Favre played over 40.
Did anybody weigh in about the PA system? I didn't see. I'm not on the text line.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. I'm just curious. I'll have to look it up myself then. I hate looking up things myself.
615-737-1025. We'll have more coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Little Ozzy, Bark at the Moon, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5. The game here on this Monday. Well done, Dr. Crane. You're going like deep in the bag today. I like it.
Thank you.
That's very good.
Started Monday off fresh.
We were laughing during the break because I guess Hank Azaria was on with Rich Eisen last week, and they had him read famous sports rants in Simpson voices that he did. And so he did the Mike Gundy, I'm a man, I'm 40 as Mo, which was hilarious. The Denny Green, they are who we thought they were as Chief Wiggum. And then the Allen Iverson practice as Snake, who is the criminal that robs everybody. It was hilarious.
Oh my God! We got to get the Mike Gundy one. Use it for a little bump back in for things because that was doing it against Mo is fantastic. All right, so we people have texted me. There's more than 5 that thrown a touchdown over 40 years old. So the graphic on TV was incorrect.
Well, was it as a grandpa or over 40?
Over 40, because Tom Brady's not a grandpa. It says other quarterbacks over 40 throw a touchdown. Brady Blanda, other quarterbacks, Warren Moon, Brett Favre, Vinny Testaverde, Drew Brees, Steve DeBerg, Matt Hasselbeck, Doug Flutie, and Aaron Rodgers. Beyond quarterbacks, it's extremely rare for a non-quarterback to throw a touchdown pass, and even rare for one over 40 to do so. Jerry Rice threw one over 40 years old as a player.
Did Steve Young play over 40?
I don't think so. Once Steve Young got knocked out in that game in 1999 because Lawrence Phillips couldn't pick up a pass blitz block and knocked him out and he never played again.
Dr. Crane just sent us the full list of Charlie Connerly, George Blanda, Zeke Bratowski, Johnny Unitas, Sonny Jurgensen, Earl Morrall, Lynn Dawson.
All over 40?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. So
Warren Moon, Vince Evans, Steve DeBerg, you mentioned, Doug Flutie, Testaverde, Brad Johnson, Brett Favre, Mark Brunell, Matt Hasselbeck, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Flacco, Phillip Rivers.
That's a lot of them. I mean, that is
25, I guess, on the list.
Do you think, let me ask you this. Do you think Russell Wilson's a Hall of Famer?
No.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he's Hall of really good.
He's right behind Manning in most touchdown passes.
I think the end of his career has hurt it.
Right?
And he needed it to help it. But the fact that he's now flamed out with 2 different teams after Seattle, I would say, or no, 3 different teams. I'm sorry.
By the way, Patrick Mahomes, the last 2 weeks, passed Dave Craig in most touchdown passes in the National Football League to do all that.
Tell Chris Sanders.
I'm going to tell Chris Sanders that what goes on. No, so there's a lot have done this. And it said, guys, notable players have thrown it over 40, and they put up 5 up there. So I think anybody who's thrown a touchdown pass over 40 is notable. So, but grandpa's, Favre, Rivers, was Blanda grandpa? I don't remember. I don't know.
So Brady threw 193 touchdowns and played in 98 games over the age of 40.
Pretty good.
Drew Brees is next with 51 touchdowns in 23 games. Rodgers is third with 29 games and 48 touchdowns. Warren Moon, 37 touchdowns in 28 games. Favre, 36 touchdowns in 25 games.
Yeah.
And then it falls off.
But
Flacco's played 10 games over 40 and thrown 15.
So, I mean, it's not like when you hit 40, like, all right, I'm dead. I'm done.
Yeah, right.
Just the whole narrative when you hit a certain, let me tell you a real quick story, right? That had nothing to do with me. One time this person was interviewing Prince, right? The guitar player. And he had a birthday coming up. And the lady said, hey, your birthday's coming up. He's like, is it? She's like, yeah, you don't know? It's a big one for you. He's like, I have no idea. She's like, you're turning 40. He's like, I'm not. I'm forever going to be 21. She's like, no, you're 40. And he's like, I'm forever 21. Don't put a number on me. I'm like, this is what it should be. Think that way. Just because you hit 40, it's not over with. Or at 50, he's done. No, man, don't think that way. Get up, be powerful. Don't think because it's an age number you should sit and fall in that realm and that quadrant because I'm 50, I can't do this anymore. Stop the insanity.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll be on late night 1 to 3 in the morning on my TV 30 hawking my products. Find this
You're gonna be doing
motivational
what?
speech. Find this motivational speech and get it done.
Did you say hawking or something else?
Yes, hawking. Not with the Hawk Tua girl.
Okay, good. Is she still a thing?
I haven't seen Dr. Crane. You should know. You're with that crowd, that under 30 crowd.
Yeah, I believe she put out like a meme coin or like a digital coin and kind of went, I guess, incognito and then apologized like 2-3 months later.
Incognitus.
So, yeah.
So do we know, is she still around?
I believe she is
Yeah,
somewhere.
I think she's still doing something. I don't know.
I haven't seen hair or hide of her, whatever that expression is.
But they had to like clarify with her management team if like they didn't do this on purpose, all that stuff.
Yeah,
so.
didn't she put a crypto out or something and made a
yeah.
bunch of money?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it crashed and burned. And
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody tried to sell me crypto recently. I'm like, you get away from me. Just I ain't got no money anyway to invest, so still get away from me. It's not happening.
probably a smart.
Yeah, probably stay away. But anyway, good for and then Rivers is going to start next Monday night versus the Niners. That should be interesting to see. It's a home game. Monday Night Football. Maybe Aikman can come back from was he 60? Hell, he looks like he's 35. Aikman is jacked.
Oh, I know. 59.
59.
Yeah.
You know who broke Troy Aikman's leg in college? He was quarterback at
When he was
Oklahoma.
in Oklahoma. I used to know the answer to this.
Switzer got rid of the wishbone for Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
It lasted like 2 games.
And his leg got broken.
He's no longer with us.
Okay. Defensive end.
Tackle
From
from the University of Miami.
I don't know.
Jerome Brown.
Jerome Brown? Oh, wow.
And then Aikman couldn't play. Then Switzer put Jamel Holloway back in around the option, and they ended up winning the national championship.
And that's when Aikman transferred to UCLA, right?
Yep. And had Miami beaten Tennessee in the Sugar Bowl, Miami won the national championship. But Tennessee beat Miami's ass. Oklahoma beat, I think it was Penn State in the Orange Bowl, and Oklahoma won. And the legend of the Boz was born.
Yep. Interesting. And
It truly is, pal.
And Aikman, if you watch the Cowboys documentary, didn't really like Barry Switzer then and definitely doesn't like him now.
Did you see Aikman about the NIL? About he gave a bunch of money to UCLA for a quarterback. The quarterback took the money and left.
No.
And Aikman, you should read this. It's pretty fascinating about how he's done. He's done with the NIL because didn't even get a thank you. Didn't get a, hey, I appreciate what you've done for me. And the quarterback, I think, is the one that went to Oregon, from UCLA to Oregon. I think that's what it was. And then it just shows you what happens in NIL. Now you truly are throwing your money to the wind, and that you don't know what's going to happen to it.
Coming up next, we'll talk to John McClain down in Houston, get his thoughts on the NFL weekend. Chasing Big Joe live at Circus Sports in Kentucky, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 3, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Monday. We're live at Circus Sports in Kentucky at the Mint at Kentucky Downs. We say hello, as we always do at this time, to John McClain, who joins us from down in Houston. John, how you doing?
I'm doing great, guys. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Absolutely. You as well. Let's start with the big news in the NFL. Patrick Mahomes tears his ACL. He's out for the rest of the season, and the Chiefs are officially eliminated from the playoffs. The dynasty, I guess, is over.
Well, that's what they said when Tom Brady went down for the season in his ninth season with a torn ACL. They finished 11-5 with the immortal Matt Castle. Didn't make the playoffs, though. Then came back and won multiple Super Bowls. And he'll come back. Players always come back. You know, I see people, oh, my God, he may miss the start of the season. First of all, you can't even get surgery till the swelling goes down. Usually that might be 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks. But in 2011, the greatest comeback from a torn ACL and a torn MCL was running back Adrian Peterson. On Christmas Eve in 2011, he ruptured both. And then he was there for the start of the season and rushed for over 2,000 yards. And I remember he rehabbed here because he lives here at a facility we have. There's different ones around town called Iron Man. And when he came back, you know, if he had the surgery midway through January, that'd be February, March, April, May, June, July. He came back in less than 8 months. So you never know the severity of the surgery, the rehab. You know, they have no clue. They always put the same out there. It could be 8 to 10, 10 to 12. Everybody's different. But he'll be back, and he'll be back stronger than ever. And if I were the Chiefs, I would play backups, and I would play the backups, lose, get a higher draft choice. You guys know I am about those draft choices. And if you're the Chiefs and you've been picking low so often, you know, that would be a welcome respite toward trying to retool your roster.
Do you think that the holes that they need to fill, though, on that team, they can do that in one off season? Because I think they've been covering things up for a long time, and they've gotten away with it because you've had players like Mahomes and Kelsey and Chris Jones. But now that Mahomes is hurt, Kelsey's likely done. You know, Jones is obviously a little longer in the tooth. That they're going to have to address some of these things, and I'm not sure they can do it all in one off season.
Oh, I don't think anybody can do it all in off season. But as long as you got Mahomes, he can cover up a lot of issues. You know, they lost 4 offensive tackles. And then yesterday they lost another one. So any team in the league, I don't care if it's the Broncos, the Rams, you start losing that many offensive linemen, it's going to be felt by the offense in general, the quarterback in particular. So, yes, I think they'll come back motivated like crazy. And the key is, of course, you've got to get the players. Andy Reid has final say on all personnel issues. Brett Veach is the GM who finds the talent. So they got to make good moves. They've been working on their wide receivers. Those guys, you know, Worthy and Rice have been inconsistent. They've not given them a consistent big play weapon who can stay healthy like they envisioned. But that's what happens when you pick low a lot. And I think the key is for them to use, and they've got big-time cap issues. And they're going to have to get rid of some. They're going to have to change the contracts and push cap hell into the future. And we all think Kelsey's going to retire, but he had a better season this season than he did last season. That's not, he's getting married. So unless he signs a prenup, money's not going to be an issue to him since he's marrying a billionaire. So he would not do it for money. He would do it for love of the game. Can't wait till he makes up his mind, because he's going to make more money off the field. If we see his brother Jason in so many commercials, in so many shows, what are we going to see Travis in? Probably see them together. They are not going away.
You're right about that. John McClain's on the Chasing Big Joe show. John, let's talk about the team you'd see every Sunday in Houston. First of all, The D'Amico Ryans rumors to Alabama if Kalen DeBoer left. I mean, I love how people throw things out there. Yeah, he's an Alabama guy. What's the talk down there about that? It's not going to happen, but was there any talk this past week about D'Amico Ryans in Alabama?
Zero. When they hired Kalen DeBoer, D'Amico's name was out there, and D'Amico shot it down immediately. There's no way D'Amico Ryans is leaving the Texans in the NFL for Alabama. And Kalen DeBoer, of course, says he's not leaving either. But even if he did, D'Amico would not be going there.
Texans win yesterday over the Cardinals, who aren't very good. We know that, John. But they continue to win. They continue to mash teams. They're now 9-5. That schedule's in their favor. They got the Raiders coming to your town on Sunday. Then the Chargers will be a tough game. Then the last game versus the Colts. I mean, how well right now, John, are the Houston Texans playing football?
It's very interesting, Joe, because they've got the 6-game winning streak, and they went through a gauntlet of difficult teams to start the winning streak, and then now they've hit the Cardinals and the Raiders back-to-back, two of the worst teams in the league. Scored 40 points yesterday, second most, and D'Amico Ryans was not happy with the defense giving up 20 points to Jacoby Brissett. First time they've given up more than 19 in at least 6 weeks. And since Jacksonville to start the 6-game winning streak. And Stroud looked really good, 260-some yards, 3 touchdown passes, no turnovers, 1 sack. So the offense is doing better. The defense has not been an issue all season. It's interesting. I tweeted last week, they have only one offensive player started every game, and that's their rookie tackle, Ariante Ursary. But 6 of their veterans have, and they've just lost their 4th defensive tackle, but they were very wise to load up with defensive tackles. And those guys are playing pretty well, and they've lost 3 defensive backs, including 1 starter. But these guys are not their stars. You know, they haven't lost their stars for long. Stroud missed 3.5 games. That was the most one of their stars had missed. You know, they need another big game against the Raiders, who look like they've tanked because they want Fernando Mendoza and probably have a new coach in place of Pete Carroll. But right now, I expect them to beat the Raiders badly and get ready for the Chargers game. They beat the Chargers here in the playoffs last season. They beat the Chargers here. Chargers and Justin Herbert. One of those seasons in which they were terrible before Ryans got here. So the Chargers got to feel like they owe them. It's like, I think this time next week when you guys call me, Texans and Jaguars will be tied for first place because the Jags should lose at Denver. Although, if they keep playing like they did yesterday when Trevor Lawrence threw 5 touchdown passes and running back Etienne had 3, tied his career record, tied his career total for touchdown catches. They're doing really well, and Liam Cohen has got to be a candidate for Coach of the Year. But I think this week they'll be tied, and then I think the Texans will lose to the Chargers, finish 11-6, and the Jaguars will not lose another game and finish 12-5 and win the division.
Oh, I love it how it's going to play out that way. John, this has nothing to do with football, but the video the Texans put out with Bob McNair and the high five with C.J. Stroud, I think that's one of the most well-done, put-together videos of the year. To see your owner make fun of himself that way, I just think it's really engaging and a great job by the Texans to put all that together.
People think Cal McNair is a straight arrow because he's not a big talker like his dad. His dad could command the room. Cal's always used to being in the background, like the last day of training camp every year. When the fans are there, they bring in a bunch of barbecue pits, and he and 2 radio personalities cook cheeseburgers for fans. So Cal's out there in his apron and his top hat cooking cheeseburgers. A lot of people give him a hard time about it, saying, you know, you would never see this guy or that guy. Well, he doesn't care what this guy and that guy are doing. And I don't know whose idea it was. Someone in their social media department it on social media when Stroud was walking back to the locker room in Kansas City, and it was cold as hell because they'd beaten them 20-10, and Cal's standing there all bundled up with his hand out, ready to high five Stroud, and Stroud walks right by him. Now the chances are he didn't recognize him because all you can see is his face,
Right.
because he's so bundled up. But his social media immediately erupts with Stroud's got a problem with Cal McNair. So that's how that video came out. If anybody wants to see what we're talking about, just Google Cal McNair video, because it shows him coming to work, going through all his businesses, holding his left hand up in the air, ready for a high five. Several people want to high five him, and somebody grabs him and goes, no, that's for CJ. And Stroud didn't know what they were doing.
Right.
And when he finally, after he ate lunch one-handed and went down toward the locker room, and Stroud, a couple of players came out, as you saw, Joe, Stroud looked at him, had a big laugh because he knew people were giving him a hard time.
Right.
Went up, high-fived him and hugged him. But you're right. I thought that was ingenious.
So well done.
John McClain is with us. We'll have more with him coming up next. Chasing Big Joe on this Monday, 102.5 The Game. Jason Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Monday, live at Circus Sports in Kentucky, continuing our conversation with John McClain down there in Houston. John, the Titans fall in San Francisco, but the young players are showing fight. They're showing there's something there. When you look at the scores, again, it goes back to what we've talked about all season. It's not necessarily about the wins and losses. It's how are the young talent improving, and I am seeing some improvement. So that would have to give Titans fans a little bit of hope, right?
I would think that would give them hope, and you'd think they've had a good off season. Everybody tells me Baganzi knows what he's doing, and everybody respects him over there. People just need to stay out of his way, and he's got to start by getting the right coach. As we've talked about before, I'm guessing it'll be an offensive coach and somebody who's had success calling plays, somebody who has been a play caller, of course, and has worked well with quarterbacks, whether that comes from Kansas City, since that's where he worked for so long, I don't know. Does he want a veteran head coach, or does he want to start over with another young guy like Brian Callahan? I'm guessing he's going to, and I have no clue, but just the situation, have somebody who has been a head coach, no matter how long it was. And keep an eye on, I don't know this, Matt Nagy, and it is Nagy, even though it's spelled Nagy. Matt Nagy from Kansas City, when he was at the Bears, he wasn't bad, and he had Mitchell Trubisky. And then the Bears fell on hard times. And I keep seeing his name out there on the list, and he's back at Kansas City. And so who knows what their relationship is. Could be Mike McCarthy. I told you I'd love to see him get Gruden just from the interest standpoint and the talk show standpoint. Don't think it'll be a college coach. And I just don't think it'll be a defensive coordinator either. When you have a young quarterback and you have a defensive coordinator as a head coach, if the quarterback grows and the offense does well, boom, he's out the door. And you got to start over with a new one.
Yeah, and another one, Robert Saleh, has been thrown out there too, who the Titans saw yesterday as defensive coordinator for San Francisco. And I'll ask you about him, because a lot of people have said if you want to go back to the more Vrabel type, Saleh's the way to go. And we obviously saw a lot of success with Vrabel and his personality, but then you got to get the right coordinator to develop the quarterback.
Well, first of all, you should not pay any attention to anything having to do with Mike Vrabel. The worst thing you can do is hire somebody because he's like this guy or like that guy. You've got to hire the guy that your gut tells you to hire. I will never forget when the Green Bay Packers were looking for a head coach, and they had interviewed a bunch of guys, and nobody paid any attention to 49ers offensive coordinator Mike McCarthy. The GM was Ted Thompson, who played 13 years for the Oilers, and I knew Ted very well. And he hired McCarthy. And I said, man, you made everybody up there mad. I can't even remember who everybody else wanted, including the media and all the fans. And I'll never forget, Ted told me, he said, I have to go with my gut. If I didn't, and I hired a guy others wanted, and it didn't work out, I'd be kicking myself forever because I didn't hire the guy I believed in. And then if the guy I hired fails, it's my fault. And I can look in the mirror and say, well, I did what I believed in, and it didn't work out. No regrets about taking somebody else. So if no matter who, they got to get the person they believed in. Hopefully it'll be somebody that Baganzi and Brinker both like, and then they'll make the recommendation. Amy Adams Strunk, and she'll sign off on it. But you cannot think anything about Mike Vrabel, and it better be somebody who's coached a quarterback.
Oh, absolutely. John McClain on the Chase and Big Joe show. John, how big of a win was it yesterday for the Buffalo Bills?
I was shocked when they were down 21-0, and I thought, man, they're going to lose. They're going to be a wild card team. I wouldn't want to play them in the playoffs, even if you hosted them. And then I started looking up again, and I saw the score, and then I saw it at the end, and I was flabbergasted. Best team in the AFC record-wise. You're on their field. Weather's cold as hell, and you're down 3 touchdowns, and you have a guy I would never bet against, Josh Allen. And I've seen the Texans kill him the last 2 seasons. And I told him on the show here this week, the last team the Texans should want to play in the playoffs is Josh Allen in Buffalo. And so I thought it was, of all the big victories yesterday, I thought it was tremendous for the Bills. And it won't surprise me if they don't win out and win the division.
Oh, I'm 100% with you right there. Those that win, that you could look and say, look what we pulled together. We knocked off the best team and got it done. Amazing. Monday night game tonight, John, Pittsburgh and the Dolphins. I love the fact that I read the Dolphins arrived in Pittsburgh on Friday, immediately went to a high school and practiced in the snow. And I think when you got to do that, you're telling everybody the cold really affects us. I think this could be a banner night for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But then again, I'm usually wrong.
Well, Joe, I don't think anything can be a banner night for the Steelers. They're just not very good. But they should be able to win the game, even without T.J. Watt. Tua Tagovailoa has never won when his kickoff temperature was less than 40. And I'm guessing that Mike McDaniels tried everything else. I saw the videos of them practicing, and it was snowing like crazy.
Right.
It looked like a high school stadium or a small college, and the players were having fun with it. And I am of the belief, after watching what the Oilers used to do when Bum Phillips was the coach, he would always go up early, and especially if it was in Cleveland, Cincinnati, or Pittsburgh, and the weather was bad, and they would practice at the stadium the day before on Saturday. It was more than a walkthrough, just to get used to it. And I remember one time we were in Cleveland, weather was terrible, and the Oilers won, and Billy White Shoes Johnson had a couple of touchdowns on returns. And they asked him, they said, Bum, why did Shoes have such a great game compared to everything else? And he said he's the only one that wore pantyhose. We're like, what? He wore pantyhose, so we just left Bum and hauled ass over to get White Shoes Johnson. And he said because he kept his legs warm. Well, then that next week, everybody's wearing pantyhose around the league when it's cold. And I don't know that it all worked out, but a lot of those guys' legs were a lot better looking.
Oh, absolutely. That's a great story. Real quick, John, I watched that Rams game yesterday. I'm telling you, they're having fun. Stafford is throwing balls on a dime. That defense is hawking everybody. That's a real and McVay had to leave the game because his wife was giving birth last night. I mean, that it's just a fun environment with that Rams team. It's even better when you're pretty damn good.
I think just right now, it could change Rams and Bills in the Super Bowl or Rams and the Broncos. Denver's defense is great. Bo Nix is great in the fourth quarter. Yesterday was great for the whole game. They're going to beat the Jaguars, should beat them this weekend. And I thought Seattle barely beat Phillip Rivers and destroyed a storybook story. But they play Thursday night. Rams go to Seattle. That's going to tell us maybe best team in the NFC and maybe possible Super Bowl winner.
John McClain joining us here on the program. John, appreciate it as always. We will talk to you for Christmas week next week.
Chase, Joe, thank you guys very much as always. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you guys and all your listeners.
Absolutely. You as well. John McClain joining us. We'll come back with more here on Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
Cardinals have been up by 20 at the end of the third quarter.
Yes.
So that made Dennis Green say, the Bears are what we thought they were. They're what we thought they were. We played them in preseason. What does that have to do with anything? We played them in the third game. Everybody played 3 quarters. The Bears are who we thought they were. And that's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook. I think the main point of that was they are who we thought they were.
Yes. That is Hank Azaria. He was on the Rich Eisen show on ESPN last week doing his famous Simpsons voices. That was Chief Wiggum. As the famed Dennis Green, they are who we thought they were. Well done. He also did the Allen Iverson practice as Snake, who was the thief. And then the funniest one was the I'm a Man, I'm 40, Mike Gundy as Mo.
So good. I mean, all that. All that.
So,
Whoa. What is this? Hold on. Former South Carolina quarterback Steve Tannehill dies at 52.
Oh, no.
Steve Tannehill, not Tannehill, Steve Tannehill, quarterback for the Gamecocks, best known for his distinct long flowing mullet and home run swing after touchdown passes, died at 52.
Oh, man.
The South Carolina Athletic Department confirmed Monday through a close friend of Tannehill's that he died overnight in his sleep. No cause of death was provided. Tannehill led South Carolina to its first bowl victory in program history as a junior in 94, defeating West Virginia in the CarQuest Bowl. He drove Tennessee fans crazy because I think he beat Tennessee in 92, that game in South Carolina. And that's the game I always refer to when Heath Schuler threw a 2-point pass to Mose Phillips. I think it was at the 1-yard line to get tackled. I always say, throw the ball into the end zone. Always throw the ball into the end zone. Anyway, Tannehill, I think he was a great quarterback at South Carolina. Passed away at 52. My goodness.
Sad news, for sure.
So good quarterback at we call it USC.
Well, I will I'll raise the mood up a little bit. The Titans have just released and announced that they have selected Page High School's Charles Rathbone as the 2025 High School Coach of the Year.
Heck yeah, man. Good for him. He lost. He got the team to 4 straight state championships, and they lost those games, and then gets back this year, and they beat the game. I called the game. Hell, Sevier County.
Yeah.
A week ago Friday. So congratulations to Charles Rathbone and the Page Patriots. That's awesome. He's a good man, good coach, always willing to do interviews at the last second. So well done for Page Patriots.
Yeah. So good job.
So they'll honor him this weekend or next weekend?
Yeah, I would think this weekend. Mike McCoy today was asked if he had spoken to Jeffrey Simmons about the house being broken into and how he's doing. He says, I've not personally talked to him. A number of people have, and we're taking care of that. We're trying to help him as much as we possibly can. The follow-up was if they talk about security and safety with the players. And he said, yeah, every year throughout the offseason program, through training camp, there's a number of discussions, certain things you talk to the players about and educate them about and try to help them in any way you possibly can and let them know there's so many resources out there within the organization that we can help these people with, help the players with, and do whatever we can to help them and their families as much as possible.
Yeah, so we had Nick Barris on earlier to give us more insight in the story about how this has been a targeted thing. The FBI is involved, not with this case, but around the country with Mahomes and Kelsey and Joe Burrow and other athletes' house has been broken into when they're on the road. So now you just got to hire somebody to sit at your house, and when they know you're gone, they know you're not going to be there to do that. All these things always end up being somebody knew somebody who knew somebody who knew that you weren't going to be there. It's just always odd that way. I don't think it's random. I
don't either.
And I hate that for all that. I mean, that dude does a lot of good in our community. Jeffrey Simmons does. I don't care. He got the penalty on the field yesterday, which I think was total BS. I think that unsportsmanlike roughing the long snapper is absolute garbage. Because if you're the long snapper, what stops me from leaning into you?
Yeah, no.
I mean, it's got to be uncovered, can't be touched. And
yeah,
Simmons is shooting that gap. What's stopping the long snapper? And the case for the Niners.
So you didn't like the penalty?
Awful.
Yeah.
That's an awful, awful penalty. And you know who changed the rule in that game for that penalty? Jeff Fisher.
Oh, did he?
He's the one that said the long snapper should be uncovered. It used to
Get Jeff on the phone.
If you go back and watch the long snappers in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, I mean, when they snapped the ball, the Steelers do a good job. They were just, and the Raiders too, would bury your head into the ground if you're a long snapper.
So it's a it's a safety concern.
Nobody ever got injured. It's football.
Oh.
Right? It's football. I'm told you. I had my coach told me one time, hell, son, kissing your girlfriend's a contact sport. Football is a violent sport, and it is a violent sport, and that's what happens. But, you know, I get the concern for all that, but that's why they did that. That's why the long snapper is uncovered on punt. I'm not sure on field goals. I think so. I mean, I would think so, but that was a punt thing, and that's just an absolute horse you-know-what call in the National Football League.
Condolences to Micah Parsons, tears his ACL in a non-contact injury on his left knee in the third quarter against the Broncos on Sunday. So they make the big trade in the offseason to acquire him, and unfortunately he's out for the rest of the year and will miss some time. So two key prominent players tear their ACLs yesterday, and Patrick Mahomes and Micah Parsons.
Jerry won that trade, huh? Jerry told you. Got the 2 draft choices or whatever he got for that thing. No, it's a terrible injury because
the Cowboys are probably out now. So
because Parsons was always in the backfield, and they had some crazy stat about the pressures that if you take his pressures away from the Packers, they're not anywhere near what they are with him in the lineup. So it'll be there. But I like what John McClain said. I really, it switches week to week. But Buffalo and the Rams in the Super Bowl will be a heck of a Super Bowl, and the Bills were down 21-0 on the road and come back and just punched the Patriots right in the face, won that game, and now they're 10-4, and that schedule says very favorably for them.
Well, look, there's a team, and their pictures on the TV right now in the AFC that I think people should pay attention to, that I don't think people are giving a lot of credit to.
Playing with fire, brother.
But I'm just look at the coach, though. I think Sean Payton is a hell of a coach.
But what's the first thing John said about that team?
I don't know.
Defense.
Yeah.
It's always about the defense this time of year, and that defense for the Broncos is really good. They have 11 comeback wins out of 12 victories. You're playing with fire.
I understand, but I still sorry.
All you need now are your slippers and a cigar, man. You're going to be asleep till 9.
I know. I got to do Preds tonight.
I get it. That's all right.
But I don't know. I think they're sneaky good. Like, the Steelers don't scare me. The Chargers do a little bit, but not really.
They're so up and down. They don't put teams away, and that's my thing.
The Bills do. The Texans don't. The Jags, no. Patriots, yes. But I think the Patriots are going to run into just lack of experience. When they get there, and then on the bubble, I think the Colts are on life support. Ravens, not this year, and then the Dolphins have less than 1% chance of making it right now.
Oh, I do, but I don't know why you don't like. I'm telling you, man, hop on board the Texans with me. That defense, I mean, you're playing that defense right now is smothering people.
Yeah, they're
good. So good right there. And that just stands up. But the Broncos defense is really good. I mean, they beat a good Packers team yesterday as well. And, in NFC, look at the Bears right now. They're 10-4.
They're pretty good.
I mean, nice win yesterday.
I think the Rams win the whole thing.
They're firing,
I think the Rams win the whole thing.
By the way, did you see the Shedeur Sanders wristband story? He put on, or they gave him the wrong wristband for plays, and evidently he went to the huddle and called plays. Everybody's like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
They gave him the wrong wristband.
Allegedly, or he put the wrong one on. I'm not sure, and that was really sad because I think he's got a lot of upside. You can say whatever you want. I don't care. He knows offense. He knows how to throw the ball. He knows how to void pressure, and that's what a quarterback needs. Yep. So get your right wristband on there and run the offense if you can.
What is this? All right. 1483. Greg Pogue and Big Joe show. Chase and Big Joe show. Both times Joe's name was the bottom of the marquee, but no F Greg or F Chase from Joe.
Huh?
I don't know what you're
You think I give a rat's ass where my name is?
I don't,
As long as the paycheck clears, I'm happy. You don't have to put my name on the show at all. That makes no sense.
is that supposed to be like the Diego, something with the Diego Pavia?
Maybe or so.
Probably not.
Cue that Stephen A. Smith when it comes to where my name is placed on the show. I'm telling you right now, I don't care. That's just weird.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
So good. So good.
Oh, yeah.
We will come back with what day is it and celebrity birthdays. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
You kidding me? Where are we at in society today? Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm not a kid. Write something about me or our coaches. Don't write about a kid that does everything right, that heart's broken, and then said that the coaches said he was scared. That ain't true. So get your facts straight. That's all I got to say. It makes me want to puke.
It's got to go in the rotation, man.
That's so good. Hank Azaria is Mo reading Mike Gundy. Oh,
Perfect.
so good. Chasing Big Joe on this Monday, 102.5 The Game, wrapping things up here at Circa Sports in Kentucky. Predators are in action tonight against the St. Louis Blues. They look to get off the schneid as they lost the other night. Played well against Colorado, but best team in the league, definitely showed where they were the best team in the league. And they'll play St. Louis tonight. I'll have pregame coverage for you at 6. The puck drop with Max Hers and Hal Gill just after 7 here on 102.5 The Game. Real quick, didn't really get to spend a lot of time on it, but John Cena's farewell match, I was fine with it. I think he put Gunther over. I think he was true to the business. I know there are people that say it was bad booking and that he should have won or shouldn't have tapped out, should have been pinned. Gunther's whole thing is he's a submission wrestler. He makes wrestlers submit.
Does he?
And Cena was true to that, so I was fine with it.
What do you? So he makes them. What does that mean?
What they forget is he's tapped out before,
Right.
But it just, yeah. So I was fine. I had no problem with it because he did it with a smile on his face. He smirked and he tapped.
Well, there were 8 billion responses on social media, so it was everybody was watching that the other night. Good Lord.
With that, let's get to what day is it and celebrity birthdays.
All right, first on the list, a short list today. Bill of Rights Day is today, December 15th.
Oh, we like that.
Cat Herders Day is today. Shout out to the cat herders.
I do it every day.
International Tea Day is today. You could pair some tea with some cupcakes, so National Cupcake Day, and especially National Lemon Cupcake Day is today.
You're our little cupcake there.
Lemon cupcakes.
Everybody's little piece of joy. National Wear Your Pearls Day is today. National Gingerbread Latte Day, and the start of Hanukkah.
Oh, good. Hey,
Happy Hanukkah.
I bet you like circus peanuts, don't you, Dr. Crane?
Nah, they're too salty.
Awful? Salty? They're awful. Circus peanuts are awful.
They think the same about you.
Oh, I'm going to get myself in trouble, so let's move on.
Well done. All right, time for celebrity birthdays. You got to get these within 2. It's America's favorite, fastest growing game. Everybody loves it but one person. All right, Chase, you go first. How old is former Astros manager Art Howe? Art Howe.
92.
90.
79.
Okay.
Dr. Crane. How old is Mo Vaughn?
77.
Not Mo Sislak.
Mo Vaughn.
Mo Vaughn.
Wait, what, Dr. Crane, would you say?
77.
Okay.
73.
58.
Okay, good.
Mo Vaughn, not to be confused with Mo Cheeks, which was Chase's stripper name back in the day. Chaser, you're up next now. How old is Rodney Harrison?
54.
55.
53. Chase on board, 1-0. Dr. Crane, how old is one Josh Norman, famous for?
Derrick Henry stiff arm.
Attaboy. How old's Josh Norman?
33.
36.
38. Up 2-0, Chaser. Now, Chase, come on. You know how much I love this guy. You got to get it correct. How old today is one of the greatest actors of all time who played one of the greatest roles of all time? How old is Sonny Crockett himself, Don Johnson?
78.
77.
76. Dr. Crane's on the board. If you ask me over to watch Miami Vice, I will always say yes. All right, Dr. Crane, how is the actor Adam Brody?
59.
48.
46. Chaser's up 3-1. All right, rapid fire. Here we go. Chase, how old is Dave Clark of the Dave Clark 5?
74.
70.
83. Dr. Crane, how old is country singer Doug Phelps, the lead singer of the Kentucky Headhunters?
50.
61.
65. Chase, how old is Supergirl herself, Helen Slater?
78.
67.
62. Dr. Crane, how old is your favorite actor, Garrett Wang from Star Trek Voyager?
62.
It's not bad. 60.
57. Chase, how old is actor Stuart Townsend, who was in the show Queen of the Damned?
62.
66.
53. Last one, Dr. Crane, you got to get, you're down 3-1. How old is the crowd hyper Keto Treywick of the Ghost Town DJs? Keto Treywick of the Ghost Town DJs. Come on, man.
82.
53.
Crowd hyper at 82. He's 48. With that, Chase wins 3-1. You got Greg Maddox again, Dr. Crane.
I got one on the board.
The professor. Professor got you. Good job, Dr. Crane. We're proud of you no matter what.
Great stuff.
That is going to do it for us here at Circus Sports today.
Yes, it is. Again, we're middle of December. Proud of you guys. Listen, if you're going through something, please, on your cell phone, you can dial 988. Reach out to us and talk to us. We tell you all the time that our world is a better place because you are here. You are the hope. You are the foundation. You are the love. Chase and I want to come to your comeback story. We want to come back to your comeback party when you have it. Just know how much you are loved and how much you have to offer the world. You are absolutely beautiful and powerful. We love you, and know this, more than anything else in this world, God loves you.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll. Don't go anywhere. DVD is coming your way. Next, they'll have full Titans reaction, and I can't wait to hear how they feel about Diego Pavia and how he acted after finishing second in the Heisman voting. We're back at it tomorrow at noon right here on 102.5 The Game.